All right, so I haven't recorded in a little while, mostly because I've been watching a lot of non-horror stuff that I just haven't felt like reviewing on the channel. But there was one horror flick that I watched. It was an ultra low budget, like micro budget werewolf movie called Betsy. And, you know, I know that on a film that low budget, that the people who were involved watch those videos. And I don't like critiquing and blasting ultra low budget films. I only usually like reviewing them if they're good, because I know they see them. I know they see them, and I know it hurts their feelings, but I really didn't care much for it. I did like the two actresses in it, but outside of that, I just did not find it enjoyable almost at all, nor did my co-host, Rebecca. So I just didn't bother doing it. Then I watched The Umbrella Academy, season 1 on Netflix. Fucking fantastic. Oh my God. It's like a X-Men meets Watchmen, but a little more darkly comedic. Awesome show. Absolutely fucking loved it. I thought it was fabulous. So that was a huge plus. I saw A Star is Born. That was wonderful. I saw Bohemian Rhapsody. I thought the performance by the guy was great. I thought the film was way too safe and way neutered to be PG-13, and it just felt very play by, you know, fucking paint by numbers, calling the playbook, you know, just one after the other. Just, I don't know, it just didn't feel right to me. Felt off the whole time. And so yeah, let's talk about CarousHell, I guess is how you would say this. So this is the podcast pick by Teddy Brown that we're going to be reviewing here sometime soon enough, within the next few days. And it's an ultra low budget killer freaking carousel unicorn movie. Yes. Now, it kind of reminds me of my first movie I ever reviewed called Killer Piñata, about a killer piñata. And this kind of, I don't know, it felt like it was taking me back to my first review there when I was watching it. With a premise this ridiculous, I would hope you would know what you were getting yourself into. The poster to this I actually really like a lot. I thought it was cool. And I watched A Star is Born and this as a double feature. So really interesting pair up there. Overall, I quite enjoyed this for the, you know, ultra low budget comedy horror that it is. Way more emphasis on the comedy than the horror, obviously. There were characters that I thought really worked for me, one being the unicorn itself, which was narrated, which is good, and I gave it a lot of life. And pretty much everything the unicorn says, the mouth doesn't move or anything, it's just talking, supposedly. It actually all really worked for me. I liked the delivery of it, the dryness of it. Whoever was doing the voice there, I thought they did a great job. And most of the characters worked for me, particularly Sarah as well, because I just thought she was gorgeous. Oh man, I was way into this girl. And then I looked her up and I saw that she has a bunch of credits in ultra low budget horror. So she's kind of a little bit of a B-movie scream queen, if you will. But yeah, I dug her, and she has a very provocative scene with the unicorn, and I know I was supposed to be laughing, but I was weirdly into it because I just thought she was so wonderful to look at. And the only thing that really wasn't working for me, and it was extremely repetitive, and that's why it wasn't working for me, and it happens a lot throughout the film, so it was kind of a stain on it, was this this joke that was set up. There's a pizza guy and he comes over to the house to deliver a pizza. As far as a premise goes, Carousel Unicorn comes to kill a kid after he's fucked with him too much. He's had it. He's taken the abuse long enough. And so he goes off hunting this kid. And then, of course, like a mascot cowboy comes after him that looks like Woody from Toy Story. And that's really goofy. As I said, it's extremely over-the-top goofy. It's exactly what you would expect. But I think the movie couldn't have cost more than fucking $5,000 to make. So please understand what you're getting yourself into with a movie like this. But as far as the pizza guy goes, the joke just wasn't working. He came over, he wanted the money for the pizza, a la something like Home Alone, where the kid comes over and he's like trying to get anyone to pay him so he can leave. And it's just like that joke over and over and over, but sexual innuendos thrown on top of it, because there's a girl at the party and she's trying to fuck him the whole time, and all he's trying to do is get the money, and he's so over the top theatrical about, you know, him needing the money and her trying to have sex with him and him not getting it, and completely, you know, it going over his head, and him, you know, thinking that she's being literal with her pizza references. It never worked for me. Not from fucking the first time, and not from the 50th time. It just kept going, and I was like, oh my God, can we stop with this joke? I get it. She wants to fuck him. He wants the money for his pizza. He's not getting that she wants to fuck him. How many times can this joke be recycled? In how many different ways? And it worked for my co-host. Rebecca loved this movie. She was like really high on it. And as I said, I had a very good time with it. A lot of the jokes did land for me. There were some really funky, fun characters. There was also these French Canadians that, they were okay. I got what they were going for there, but that was kind of hit or miss for me. I don't want to say exactly what happens with them that made it kind of funny to me, but for the most part, them just hating on Americans, I don't know. It didn't all work for me either. But a lot of the lines delivered by the unicorn, by Sarah, by this really, really angry guy that's at the party, this other guy who's like a brony, isn't that what they call that? Like a dude that's into My Little Ponies, because it's like a whole take on My Little Ponies going on in here. I thought that a lot of that stuff was good, and I liked his performance and his deliveries. And it's not that the pizza guy was a bad I mean, they're all bad actors. This movie doesn't ask for good acting. It specifically asks for cheesy, on purpose bad acting, which is hard to nail. And that's why a lot of films like this struggle. But it's not that it's so much him as it was the dialogue was just extremely repetitive, and I felt like they were just beating a fucking dead unicorn. But yeah, overall, I think for fans of ultra low budget, juvenile, goofy humor about a killer unicorn that's coming and throwing out puns, I like that the unicorn was very self-aware of his own, not taglines, but his own little phrases that he would come up with. He'd actually start to like critique his own stuff. So I thought that the meta aspect of that was clever and funny. And as I said, everything the unicorn says in the movie really did land for me. So I did dig this. And I think the film's like a couple years old now. I want to say it was like 2016. I haven't seen it anywhere, but it's, you know, there's 1,000 of these out there, these kinds of movies that have no budget and throw them up on Amazon or whatever to rent. This is only like $2 to rent on Amazon. So if you're in the mood for a killer unicorn movie and you need a chuckle at something ridiculously stupid, this might quench that thirst there. So let me know if you do watch this. And man, I'll tell you, get on the Umbrella Academy. If you're into like comic booky type shit at all, Netflix is fucking killing it right now. That show's incredible. I'm going to start Titans. I just got DC Universe so I can watch Titans, and I want to watch Doom Patrol. So I'm going to be watching those. I won't be reviewing those either. So I don't know. I'm going to be off the channel a lot, but I'm watching some Are You Afraid of the Darks. Oh, and I watched The Karate Kids as well. I'm watching that with my children. The first one I haven't seen in a long time, but it's really good. The second one, I don't know if I've ever seen it. It's fucking terrible. I could just bash that movie all day. Oh my God, there's so much bad with that. We're going to watch 3 and the next Karate Kid and whatever tomorrow. So my kids and I are having a good time. But yeah, I've been watching tons of stuff. And other stuff I haven't even mentioned. Assassination of Gianni Versace. I've been watching all of that. I've been watching a lot of stuff. So it's not like I haven't been watching TV. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update of where the hell I've been for 4 days. Don't worry, I'm not dead yet. I am watching stuff, but there you go. There's what I've been watching, and yay or nay. The Versace thing, I'm iffy on that one. I like the O.J. Simpson one way better. This one, I like it, But I don't know, for some reason it's just not completely sucking me. I only have 2 episodes left of the 9. But what do you guys think? Any of these that I mentioned? Star is Born, I have not yet met a single person that's seen that movie, even people who are extremely opposed to movies like that hated it or disliked it. I've never heard a bad word about the movie. Not once. Not from no one. That's the only film ever. Now I'll see one down in the comments finally, but never. I've never seen a negative word about this movie from clients, from nobody. It's crazy. It's got to be the most liked movie I've ever fucking seen. It's crazy. Anyway, all right, guys.